It's always good when we can be able to have all that we need right here on Branded After Dark. Hey, welcome to this edition. I am Branded.
And I am Sweet Aaron.
And tonight, like always, we want to make sure that we welcome, all the people out there from different states, different countries. I mean, the moment that we had everything locked in, and this guest was able to touch down and kick it with us for a little while. Seemed like a lot of old school, not just 90s fans and 80s fans, and people that was fans of the 80s love the 90s music. So it's and beyond that. I mean, there's so many people out there was checking for Total and checking for their sound, because their sound was different, and it was one where the group of three women didn't sound like the next. They didn't sound like Jade. Who else was out at that time? Destiny's Child during the early portion, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth. So SWV, absolutely, and Total owned it because they did exactly what I kind of, in my opinion, we're gonna ask Kima in a minute, set forth to do, was just create their own lane. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and say what's happening, and blessings, many blessings to Miss Kima, the family, and all that is music as well. Kima on Branded After Dark. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing? I'm good. Just getting in the house coming from my niece's wedding, so if I sound tired, please forgive me. I mean,
Aww.
I rode back with my girlfriend, and it was flooded. I mean, we were just trooping, trying to get back home, so it was a little adventure. So if I sound tired, excuse me.
Nah,
It's
you still sound like yourself. You still sound energetic, even though I know you had a long day. Were you in the wedding, or were you singing in the wedding? What were you doing? Or are you just chilling?
No, it was my niece's wedding. I was just attending the wedding. I saw my niece. We share the same birthday and everything.
That's
We're
what's up.
married today. And I was like, I want to give a shout out to Jakan.
Hey.
Hi, congratulations.
No doubt.
It's kind of excited for me because she was born on my birthday. We're 10 years apart, and I'll never forget. I'm 10, and I'm like, oh, I got a niece, and she was born on my birthday. So it was a special occasion for me.
That's what's up. And you know what? Hey, should not just shout out to them and hope that union will last. The millennium. It's good. It's good to see people still getting married and still believing in that sanctity of it. So that's what's up. That's what's up. I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, as we turn the radio page and put it back right square to you, my dear, I want to, not just thank you for calling in, but it's just like I said before we actually brought you in. It's just, I always felt Total was just that group that really had like their own style and that did it their way for the most part. So did y'all really do it that way when y'all first kicked in?
Yeah, I mean, when we were introduced to Puffy, we were already a group. We already pretty much knew who we were. He just enhanced that, Total. We were total opposites at first because we felt like that was the name of our group, and that's the name we came to him. We're like Total. We're total opposites. All of us got our own flavor, and we bring it together, and it works. So
It sure does.
We shortened it to Total. And, that's why we never got into, the choreography. And, I mean, we tried at one point, but we felt like we just had our own little natural vibe that we were able to get out there on the stage and still click with our audience and give them a great show and just still be ourselves because we just had that flavor.
Y'all wouldn't have been y'all if y'all actually had to do the 1-2 steps, right? Like, it wouldn't even seem right.
Now, see, Pam, that was Pam's thing.
I got you.
We wanted to get into all the choreography and stuff, but I mean, and Keisha could pull off. We did a little bit, but it was just like, that's just not Total. And if we did that, we would be like everybody else, and we wanted to be Total.
Right. And I love that.
To this day, you guys have definitely stood out to me. I mean, I love you guys. I've been a fan ever since the first time I heard you.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, and I guess, to me now, since so many years have passed, I'm like, dang, we had a lot of, you just appreciate it a little different now. Like, because when you in it, you can't really grasp all of that, but when you really sit back and you like, so many years later, and we still got a lot of fans, and you know, you just get a different appreciation for it then. Now,
I mean, I always look at it like this, sweetheart. If you got hits that will still last like decades later, you won something. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel like that. If you can have certain songs that not just up-tempo joints, but, you know, even ballads or mids or whatever, like, and it still resonates to this day. It's always a good win that you could be able to say, hey, you know what, this is the legacy that I built. Nobody can't take it away. It's like winning a championship. Once you win that championship, who's going to take it away from you? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. So,
one thing that I absolutely loved about you guys is that you did have slow, and you guys did the whole range, and were able to do the whole range, and that's one thing that, you know, really stands out as well.
Right. Yeah, we definitely, you know, we just did what was, like, comfortable
natural
for us. Whatever fit. Like, we would we would record so many songs. I mean, and then we would just do whatever felt right. We would do whatever just felt right. So, you know, definitely under the watchful eye of Puffy. We just always had a variety of music and songs to choose from. We wanted to, you know, hit a lot of genres.
Right. And we could tell, I mean, like I said, I mean, just being able to win during the 90s where, you know, they had so many different groups, different, you know, female, males, solo artists, men, women, they were all winning at the same time. So for y'all to be able to have that nice piece of action and still be relevant is definitely respectable. And the group's not performing anymore, right? It's y'all just
no.
Did y'all call it quits, or, you know, what kind of happened with that? Or is there still, you guys still get together from time to time, or what's up with that?
Well, I mean, you know, we stay in touch, but, you know, the group, we're not together anymore. Each one of us are working on our individual things, life and stuff like that. But, you know, we're cordial. We still speak from time to time, and we make sure each other's good.
That's awesome. One thing that I loved about you guys was that you guys you guys had a lot of songs that I could relate to, and I don't know, I'm just stunned that I get the chance to talk to you.
It's like, oh my god, it's Kima.
I know, right?
I'm like,
yeah.
I've always been kind of like, really? When people did that, so I'm still like, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys just, I was so, like, I have you guys on my playlist on my computer, and you guys Kissing You had come on, and I'm like, oh my God. Bran had asked us all on the radio, like, you know, who would we like to see come back? And I heard you guys, and I'm just like, they are some people I really want to know where they are and what they're up to.
Yeah.
You guys ever think about you guys don't ever think about coming back at all?
I mean, I can't never say never, but right now, you know, we're working on our individual, you know, lives. You know what I'm saying? Pam, I think she's working on a project. Keisha, she's with her family. Me, I'm with my family. And right now, it's, you know, timing-wise, we just haven't sat down and had that talk yet and made that decision. But I can't never say never.
Okay, good. Yeah. This is all, never say never. I'm straight.
Okay.
I think that when it comes to groups in general, I mean, you know, and Kima, you've seen a lot in your day. I mean, not just being on Bad Boy, but just in general, just the evolution of groups, not just female groups, but even male groups as well. It just seems like it's just a hard grind, not just financially, but it's a hard grind just to be able to still stay afloat and do what's necessary. Because, I mean, it's even deeper than just egos, right? It's just all the factors that comes into being tied down to a group, right?
I mean, yeah, that too, and then, you got to keep it in perspective that each of us, each person is their own individuality, so you got to take that into play where, you're just being respectful of one another, and just sometimes it's just hard to get to the table and really agree where things kind of make sense for everybody. So that makes it kind of complicated. Like, it really, really does. It's like it makes it the group situation kind of complicated because you got to take everything and everybody else's aspects on their needs, what they want, into consideration. You can't just be like, it's all about me. It's not.
Right.
So it's kind of like, and although times in a group you may want to be like that, but then you're like, oh, no, it's not all about me. It's other people in the group. So it makes it hard.
What were some of the main highlights that you've had just to kind of when you first broke out and got on Bad Boy and did what you did, like some of the things? I mean, I know you're probably going to say it's not going to be cliche, but anytime you work with Biggie, it's always a good look. What are some of the highlights in it?
I have to say that's like, I would say my main highlight, I mean, I guess I would have to be cliche because that's exactly what I was going to say because that was my main, that was my main highlight. I never forget. Like, my family is from Bermuda, and I went to Bermuda for the summer, and my mom and my brother was picking me up, and we got in the car, and Juicy was on, and that was the first time I had ever heard it.
Right.
On the radio, heard myself on the radio. That was the first song total recorded. So, and Biggie was like a big brother to us. Like, he kind of paved the way for us. So, I mean, as cliche as it is the truth. So
no doubt. No, I feel you.
Good, so I'm going to speak it. So,
I got
what
you.
was it like working with LL Cool J?
I'm sorry?
What was it like working with LL Cool J?
It was great working with LL Cool J. I loved LL Cool J. I'll never forget growing up to LL Cool J and going to the Rock the Bell concert and him coming out his speaker, and then we had the opportunity to work with him. So that, it was cool. It was cool. It was really cool. We definitely came up in a time, and, us just being affiliated with whom we was affiliated with, we got to meet a lot of artists. Like, we got to know, like Jodeci, we got to see how hard they worked. And, we really, I think, what a lot of artists and what the industry is missing with their artists is that, we really had a lot of artist development. We were really able to kind of get to know who we were going to become or who we wanted to be before we were put out there. You know what I'm saying? We were able to work out all the kinks. Now it just seems like some artists are just thrown out there. And there's no really development put into them. Like, they got a good voice, they record a good song, they put it on the radio, then they can't follow up. So it's like, that's just the big difference between today's music and where we were. I just think artists were more open with one another.
I completely agree, because when you have a group like yourself, and Kima's our guest on Branded After Dark, and when you have someone like yourself that's not just part of a group, but like you said, part of development, but also that development is going to come creativity, and the creativity is lacking because, again, and I was stressed because you guys came out when you did, when it was just so bogged down with girl groups and guy groups and stuff like that. The reason why y'all stayed relevant was the fact that y'all were creative with y'all style, your sound, and y'all made it work for not just yourselves, but also your fan base that was able to appreciate it. We don't get that nowadays. I mean, we don't get groups in general now, but we don't get creativity like it once was.
No, not. And no, I have to agree. Like, and I hate to say it, there's some artists that are out now that I really, really, really like.
Oh, no doubt.
But I have like 90s music in my iPod. Like I really like, I don't, I'm just glad Jay-Z came out with Magna Carta, because I was like, okay, now we getting back to some real hip-hop. And while they did a nice album, I really feel like them two are kind of setting the bars for, like, putting some artist development, putting something into your project.
Right.
Just getting in the studio, doing the song, saying it sounds, and putting it out. Like, really just making a masterpiece.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I'm a fan first, and like you said, good songs are going to be good songs no matter what people say or do. I mean, nobody can fake that. That's just going to be what it is, and that's just what's missing. Like you said, I mean, I always felt like, you know, nowadays we rocking with a lot of real fast food joints, but nothing that's really going to hold you down 10 years, 20 years, or whatever.
Want to hear later, like, right.
Exactly. That's right.
We're gonna want to hear later.
And I mean, nobody can lay it down like you guys and Missy. Okay, tripping, that's my jam.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you put about it, like, you know, the one thing with working with Puffy and working with Missy and working with a lot of the producers that we worked with back in those days, we were aiming to not be one-hit wonder. So everything that was done was just done with so much passion and, you know, like, thoughts of the future. Like, I mean, people just really just put a lot of thought into their projects in the 90s. They didn't just put people out there. You would be working on a project for, like, I mean, we had to do artist development. We had to learn how to talk when we did interviews. You know, we kind of had to, okay, what you going to say when you go to the radio station? I mean, I don't think they do a lot of that anymore, where they're really putting.
Oh, hell no! Trust me, I didn't interview some people, so believe me, I know where you coming from, girl. I do. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm trying to remember some of that. I'm trying to remember some of that advice right now, and I'm like, God, really?
You're doing fine. You are too cute.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Are you guys? I mean, do you have any relationship with Puffy after all these years, or no? I'm still calling him Puffy. Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still calling Puffy too. I mean, there's no hard feelings. You know, Puffy, you got to respect Puffy for the businessman he is. You know,
for sure.
Things happen. He gave us an opportunity. You know, I feel like Total, we went out on top. So, I mean, we went to his 40th birthday. I'm sure if I needed to pick up the phone and call Puffy and be like, I got a hot track, I could get him on the phone. But, you know, it was kind of like, no, there's no hard feelings, like, at all. So, but, you know,
like you said,
talking to each other all the time, no.
Yeah, like you said, though, Kim, it's like, you know, he helped break y'all in, so, you know, there's always going to be, you know, respect and loyalty on that level, too. And, it, you know, a lot of people, you know, I respect the dude's business sense, too. Just the way he handled his artists, in my opinion, that's debatable. So, you know, a lot of people tend to, like, walk away. But I got one Puffy question I got to ask you before I ask you about some other stuff as far as you and your music. Is the Puffy that you rock with when y'all first began compared to the making the band Puffy? Like, those are two different dudes, right?
Not at all, because Puffy would have never sent Total on no walking mission to get a cheesecake, because we would have looked at him like he had 50 heads. We would have been like, no, I just, you know. that was Puffy on his Hollywood stage. That was just for TV.
I know, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to throw that out there because, you know, that just didn't even seem like I was real, though.
People ask that all the time, and I would be like, come on now, please. I was like, and I really didn't watch the show, and I was like, did they actually walk? Because, I mean, if anything, we would have jumped in the cab. Like, come on, like.
Hey, Kima, Hey, Kima, you would have jumped in the cab, got that cheesecake, and then sent him the bill that'd be like, hey, bro, you got to pay that cab fare too, right? Like,
I know that's right.
Pay that thing. Pay it.
We probably would have jumped in the car. Actually, we would have jumped in car service.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's right.
Paid for it in the budget. Okay, you want cheesecake? Fine.
Yeah, it would have showed him who he was messing with.
That's right. See, Kima know how to set it off though. But let me ask you a question about your own music and what you're doing. Is there anything that that the fans, you know, established and you know, new people can look forward to?
Well, yeah, no, I'm kind of like that 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing with industry. I'm really into my family and my kids, and so for me, I know what it takes to make it, and right now I'm not willing to make those sacrifices because I want to be there for my kids. Like, I want to, you know, nurture them. Like, my son want to go to the NFL. My daughter wants to sing, be a teacher. It changes with her all the time. So I really want to just make sure I'm being there to nurture them and what they're trying to be and make sure I'm setting a great foundation for them. But I do go in the studio from time to time, and I feel like when I do get enough material that I feel worthy enough to be out there to represent Kima from Total, I will be putting something out.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me ask you this: Do you appreciate social media, or do you wish it wasn't there, or what's your take on the social media now? I mean, are you seeing a lot more fans?
My take on social media is like, I'm glad it wasn't like that when we were out.
Wait, Kima, I know the answer to this, but how so? Why do you think that, Kima? Why is that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, because it's just, I don't know, like, you can't do nothing. Like, I can't even take glue for a wall. Like, you can't do nothing.
Right.
And I know for me, it wouldn't have been easy because I don't like all that attention. Like, I'm a very private, personable person. And, you know, I never, like, that, oh, she's Kima from Town. I'm like, okay. And, like, you know, like, my daughter up, and I'm like, so I probably would, I see how paparazzi sometimes get beat up and stuff like that because you're really just invading people's space. And I was like, everybody is still, like, human. Let them live. Like, go buy their album, support what they put out, and leave their personal lives alone.
Right.
Amen to that.
Well, that's how I feel about social media. I feel like, you know, a double-edged sword is good for some things and bad for others.
Yeah. And some stuff you just really don't want to see. Some stuff that goes on, you be like, you know what?
I want to know.
Turn the page on.
It's like, really? I'm like, okay, so that's how I feel about social media.
Right. I can dig it. Kima's in the building on Branded After Dark, and a couple of questions. Actually, you know what? There's a couple of people I want to put on because I know they love you. Oh, and before I do that, do you know, and I'm pretty sure you do, like, you know, Total is like a worldwide, like, you know, everybody worldwide loves Total, especially Japan. So, you know, there's a lot of Japan love that you're getting literally tonight on Branded After Dark. So I just wanted to make sure that you know it's international, sweetheart. Like, they love you.
Okay, well,
Japan.
tell Japan I said,
look at
I think I remember. Arigato. Yep, you got it, girl.
Go ahead, baby. That's what's up.
Anybody in Japan ever wants Kima to come and host one of their shows? But, yeah, I love Japan. So,
there you go.
Well,
Y'all didn't heard
very
it.
good taste because they love you too.
Yeah, 10 shout out to 102.7 to Beat in Japan. Like, you know, there's people out there that loves Kima, loves Total, loves y'all whole Total package. So that's what it is. That's what it is.
I don't have the information now, but Pam does have some. Pam has some solo stuff that she's been putting out. So I guess if they Google her name or go on, I think she has something on iTunes and stuff like that. So please go out and support her because she's really been working hard at getting her solo career off the ground, and I want to make sure I support.
And see, that's
awesome.
real big. That's real big for you to even throw it out there, because I did a little homework on all y'all too, and she do got something rocking on iTunes as well. So, you know what I'm saying, and I'll definitely throw that out there tonight for y'all listeners. And you know, I ain't gonna get on you about your own social media, your Twitter, totally Kima, because you know you ain't been on there in a minute, but. I ain't gonna put that out there in public though, but I did.
No, I haven't. Like, I really don't have that much to say. I'm like, what am I supposed to tweet? Like, all right, taking my son to football practice. All right, you know what? Anything would probably be with my daughter. She just did her backhand spring. Like, that's just my life right now. I'm like, I don't know if nobody will be tweeting all that stuff.
That's what's up though, but you know I love that family grind that you were steadfast on, and that's a beautiful thing, man. Like I always say, like, you know, the marriage and the marriage vows is a serious thing, and then just, you know, big ups to you and your husband, and you know you was rocking the marriage with your niece, and you know that's good. I love that. I love that.
I love it too. I mean, I love it. You know. It helps keep life in perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really refreshing to see that you guys are still in contact and you guys still love each other too. Because it leaves ill feelings when you know a group that was so great, and then time passes and then you find out they don't even speak to each other anymore. It's just really refreshing that you guys still, communicate and still love each other, and that's awesome.
Keisha, Pam, and I, we will always forever genuinely love each other. You know, we went through whatever we went through. You know, we're all living separate lives, but like I said, I know Keisha all right. I'm sure she know I'm all right, and I know Pam all right, and I know Pam knows I'm all right. We always want, because ain't nobody, like I tell my son, ain't nobody going to be your greatest advocate but me. You could, trust, no matter. You say you want to play football, I'm going to make sure you're going to be the best teammate out there. You're going to give it 110 support, because I'm going to support you, because you are the future, and I want to make sure that I gave you that foundation to succeed. When you get grown, what you do with it is on you, but you're going to be able to say, you know what, my parents really try hard to give me a great foundation. I mean, it's our responsibility.
Okay.
They recorded a song, and, I'm like, it's for fun. Y'all really need to get your education. Number one, that's my main thing with them. Like, they want to be out there, like their brother there with mindless behavior, and they want to do things. But I'm like, I just want y'all to be ready. We can go in the studio and make a song and put y'all out there, but are you ready? Like, can you really, succeed and go far in the business? So I'm kind of nurturing them. I'm spoon feeding them. I'm trying to see what they come up with their own, and they're pretty creative. I'm gonna make sure I send you the song too.
Most def. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Let's go ahead and put in Shoutouts on Denia. Put her on real quick. My girl Kima on Branded After Dark. Denia, what's up, girl?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Miss Kima. How are you?
I'm good, and you? How are you?
I'm good. So my question is, in this 15-second attention span mentality we have now, do you think, and plus since a lot of these networks that supported artists that now run reality shows, do you think that sites like World Star Hip Hop has hurt or helped the industry?
I can't, because I do not really read WorldStarHipHop.com that much. I can't even really form an opinion on that, because I'm just so not, I'm not, a social media type person. I mean, even outside of social media, I try to form my own opinions from my own experiences with things. So it's I'm not going to read something and just run with it. So I can't answer that.
She probably don't even see World Star. What the hell is World Star?
I know what it is. It's
no, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, though.
I can't even. tell you the last time I've been on there. Like, I'm more like a boss-up person.
Hey, Kima, FYI, I don't go on there either. I don't.
Okay, really? No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, like, I don't go on there to check out stuff. Like, I'll go, if there's, like, a link where something positive happens, otherwise I'm not dealing with it. It's so rare. And I think, like, the thing is, like, because I was saying that because of, like, YouTube and stuff, a lot of the things that are getting played aren't quality music. It's just, oh, this was crazy or whatever, but it's not about the artist. So artists that have beautiful, amazing songs aren't getting that play because they feel like everything's oversaturated when it comes
but I just think in today's world of technology that is so much better for artists, especially on an independent level, and especially for them to get out there and show the world who they really are on their own, because we have the internet. We have, like, World Star exists through the internet. So just like they're out there pushing their stuff, you can get out there now as an individual artist or whatever you are, and market yourself to the world and, let the people know the truth from you. So, I mean,
that is true. That's true.
Yeah.
No, like we said though, Kima, it's a blessing and a curse, and you just gotta know where to go. And then some people, they want to promote more negative than positive because that's all we see. That's all that they feel like is news out there. So just gotta find the ones that nurture positive vibes as well. You know what I mean? That's really the only way. That's the only thing I'll be checking. I'll be checking nothing else. So.
And like I'm an artist. I've been there. I've had negative, untrue things said about me, and I just don't support that. Like, I don't believe, unless I see it and experience it for myself, it's a lie. So that's just how I am. Like, that's just the type of person I am. I don't tend to believe any of that. I take it very lightly. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I got you. I'm gonna take a couple of quick calls, and we're gonna let this woman go and get some rest. And she's been out there, doing her wedding thing.
Almost on empty.
She almost on empty. So let me go ahead and take a couple of quick ones. Gab, let me go ahead and get you in. What you got to say to Miss Kima on Branded After Dark? Gab, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Kima?
I'm good. How are you?
I remember back in like 05, y'all was on Big Boy Power 106, and y'all was talking about a reality show y'all was doing. Whatever happened with that?
I wasn't on there. I mean,
that was probably one of the other two members, right?
I think, from my knowledge, I wasn't on there, so I couldn't say anything about a reality show. That's not even like, it would take a lot for me to do a reality show.
Full control, big money.
Yeah,
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
See, I could be Kima's manager right there.
I wasn't part of that conversation, so I don't know whatever happened with that project.
Right. Got you. Let me grab one more, and then we're going to let this young lady go. Take this one from the 443 with the 423. You are mic'd up and on Branded After Dark with Miss Kima. What's up? 443. Hey.
443.
Hello. 443.
That's Baltimore. What's up with that? Be more.
Hello.
Be more.
They hung up.
No,
let's take this. Let's see what's up with the 443 with the 820. 443 with the 820. What's up?
Oh, okay. Hey, what's going on? It's calling reference to Max School.
Hey, what's up? This one from Cuz. I know he want to say what's up to you. Let me go ahead and put Cuz on with Miss Kima on Branded After Dark. Cuz, what's up, man?
Hey, what's good with everybody? What's up, Kima? How you doing?
I'm good. What's up, Cuz?
Not much. I would just like to know, well, first of all, Total was one of my favorite groups of the 90s. I would like to know, how was it working with Big? You know what I'm saying? What type of person was he in the studio and everything?
In studio.
Great. In the studio, it was great working with Big. It was fun working with Big. He was a big brother. He was like a mentor. Biggie was just fun. Like, and he always used to and he was just real. He was just genuine, and all good things. Like, you know, I don't think I've ever had one bad experience with Biggie. He was just great. Like, I mean, and
it didn't feel like work.
I'm just like, you know, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's like, I just can't, like, believe half of the time. Like, I'm like, he just ain't here no more. So it's just like, it's just hard to put that whole, it's just hard to put all of that in words to me, like, what Biggie was to me. Because, I mean, Biggie would come to my house and we would go to Boston Market. Like, we were just more than just, like, label mates and stuff like that.
Right.
He was just really, like, a genuine person. My mother loved Biggie. Like, he was, like, just genuine. Like, and while he was still here, Bad Boy family felt like a family. Like, you know, and I think that's because of Big. So it's just hard for me to just sum it all up into one thing.
No doubt.
Working with him in the studio, going to him at party. Like, I can't just sum that all up into one thing. Like,
yeah, kind of, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, a lot said, and you can probably co-sign this too, like, you know, he used to make a lot of people smile. Anytime that people, you know, crossed his path, he would always either make them laugh, make them smile, both, or whatever the case may be. Like, his personality was real out there. Like, you know, it was real wild out and cool. Like somebody cool.
Right.
To kick it with.
Just, again, yeah, like a genuine happy person. He didn't want to see anybody unhappy. He made sure everybody was treated fair. Like, I mean, Biggie just was, you know,
right.
It just, I don't know, you know, I can't put a word.
No, you did it. You did it. You did it as far as how you feel, because I hear it when you pause, and, you know, I know you're reflecting and think about it, and to me, I think with a lot of people that do pay attention, not just to you, but hearing the words come out your mouth, and sometimes you don't even have to say nothing, and we can feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and then, like, it just takes me back to, like, I'll never forget that phone call. I can't, you know, I just, you know, I can't even, like,
Did you guys know him before you guys got signed with Puffy and all that? Did you guys know him beforehand?
Well, like, we didn't. We knew him because originally Puffy had his deal with Uptown, and Biggie was signed to Uptown, and we were going to sign to Puffy through Uptown. So we all kind of, like, I mean, from the party and bullshit, like, we were there, like, so we kind of all kind of just, like, seen the whole birth of Bad Boy together. So, yeah, we knew him before he was Biggie, like Biggie with Juicy and Biggie with One More Chance.
Got you. Well, young lady, in closing, before we let you go get some rest, I want to thank you for taking more than your time out, because I know with your schedule today, with it being hectic, and all these fans out here, and myself and Aaron, I know we love you for what you've done musically, but, you know, I'm an even bigger fan of what you're doing with the family too. So I really dig what you where you're at. And I'm following you on Totally Kima, which people should actually go out there when Kima does check her tweets, Twitter messages, or whatever, when she does.
Twitter should do videos. I'll post videos of my son making touchdowns.
That's what's up. Hey, you know what? Proud mama right there, though. Proud mama, you should.
No, I am real proud. I tell him all the time, I like seeing him out there working hard and playing hard. You know, he's serious about it. So
no doubt.
I'm just rooting for him. I hope his dream comes true.
Well, you know, with him and your husband guiding him through everything, and I know he's going to be as level-headed as you continue to be. And, you know, whenever you do get some new music rocking, I definitely want you to bring it over here so we can be able to air it and celebrate it and do what we do.
Definitely. All right, no doubt, definitely. And I just want to thank you for having me and wanting and requesting me on your show. I want to give a shout-out back to all my fans in Japan. Remember I said when you come to Japan, I'll come anytime. Just get at me. And to everyone else that is listening worldwide, I just want to thank you for listening in. Thank you for all the support you guys have given Total throughout the years. It feels good to know that we still have fans out there. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's also Totally Kima. You'll get a more personal look into my kids. And, and my Twitter is Totally Kima, and I can't even remember what my Facebook is, but, check me out,
Yeah. Nah, Kima, you hella cool, so you're gonna have to kick it. You have to come kick it with us, because apparently all these fans out here that's going nuts telling you to do it again.
I was saying to my husband, I was like, what am I talking about? I was like, I'm tired of them all grumpy and stuff like that. He said, this is cool. This is actually, I'm going to go to bed tonight with a smile.
Hey, that's what's up.
This has actually been such a complete, utter honor for me to speak with you, because, it's just mind-blowing to me, and I thank you so much. You are a true sweetheart. I love you to death.
That was cool. Like I need to come. I need to come kick it with y'all. Come lounge with y'all. You know what I mean? Like whenever I'm in your town, like I need to come kick it with y'all.
We right down here we in the DMV. You got the numbers.
Indeed. Well, I'll definitely be.
Give us a call.
I'll definitely be at you and your husband. And thank you and much love, and keep doing what you're doing on your family grind, and much love and future success too.
All right, same to you guys.
So much.